work your imagination with me. In your mind's eye, look and see the palace at Knossos, 2,000 years before the birth of Christ, 1,500 years before Euripides, the great Athenian playwright, told the story in the Cretans of the Minotaur's birth. That beast, half man, half bull, of Minos, the king, who vanquished the surrounding seas of pirates and cleared the way for bustling commerce and the rule of law, of his beautiful queen, Pasiphae, who birthed the monstrous Minotaur, of Potnia, Pasiphae's devoted tutor, priestess of the goddess Gaia, of Daedalus, banished from Athens, who used his craft to trick the white bull into union with the queen, of Icarus, Daedalus' son, who shared his father's banishment. Listener, here's our heartache. All of Euripides' telling, but a tiny fragment, has been lost to time. What became of Pasiphae and her devoted Potnia? Of Minos and the Minotaur, Daedalus and Icarus and the famous labyrinth where the monster was imprisoned? Because we humans cannot abide such a loss, let's weave our own tale, from the stories passed down through the ages in 100 variations, from the meager scrap of Euripides' the Cretans, and from our own imagination. Here's Daedalus, then. We'll begin with him. He approaches us in a meadow outside the palace walls, in a clearing surrounded by woods. He looks at us, raises one hand, and like an actor in a grand performance, speaks.
What is a king's wrath? And where does it justly fall? I am Daedalus, Athenian artisan unsurpassed, exiled here at the palace of King Minos, with Icarus, my son, and subject so as guest and friend to serve my royal host. At Pasiphae, the queen's command, I fashioned a suit to entice the white bull. I did not ask, O Pasiphae, O glorious queen. To entice what? She said, bull. She said, fashion me a suit to entice the bull. And so I fashioned her a suit. I am an artisan, a maker of beautiful things. I fashioned her a robe, the color of roses, from fabric alike to youthful skin, alluring both to eye and hand. Life's holiness captured in its weave, pink leaf of the oleander moving on the hillside breeze. Red sun in the morning rising out of the blue sea. To the robe, I affixed a mane of lustrous hair, some gold, some sable, the light to catch the morning's rays, the dark to catch the shadow, like the paint a woman wears around her eyes, to pull men in. I needed nothing more than this. Simplicity, a skill that age helps master. When I presented Pasiphae the robe, the queen at first was doubtful. She expected some gaudy thing, some cow suit with trinkets and jewels glued on. Expecting the meretricious, she was disappointed by the sublime. I had to fawn and whimper before she'd try it on. She was unsatisfied. I argued the white bull was descended from gods. He would not be fooled by gold and glitter. He would not be fooled at all. But by the beauty of my robe, he might be enticed. She relented. In the morning, went out into the field before the bull, as the red sun rose, and in the white bull's sight, over her head, she dropped the blinding cowl to her neck, and fell into darkness, surrounded by light. The robe glowed in the red of the rising sun. The gold and sable mane fluttered. The white bull strode toward her, unable to resist, though surely he could foresee disaster. And so, I performed my task. I did as the queen commanded. And for my reward, I faced the fury of the king. Now, 9 months passed, the monster born of beast and human flesh.
What's this? Daedalus nods to us and gestures to the woods. Oh, there the priestesses, the worshippers of goddess Gaia, are emerging into the meadow as he departs. Listen, the young among them are debating with their elders.
Pasiphae, our sister, has given birth to a monster.
Through all of Crete, the story travels by whisper.
Fear of this creature spreads like flames.
Pasiphae, our queen, brings us this shame.
Shame is for slaves. We live by the goddess.
Minos' kingdom remains our earthly address.
We serve only Gaia. She owns our holy trust.
Pasiphae's monster is born of unholy lust.
From the body of the mother, the beast is born.
By the indulgence of a wanton, our land is torn.
The beast is born from the seed of the father.
Travesty, to speak of beast as father.
By the father's seed, our fate is sealed.
How will Crete from this wound ever be healed?
From the body of the mother, from the seed of the father.
Is our future king to be a monster?
Beast is born from the desire of the mother.
But is it but a horror, her animal lover?
From the need of the father.
A beast's gross urge, a lowly hunger.
Beast is born from mother desire.
The Minotaur was spawned by a faithless liar.
Craving is the mother. Need is the father.
For Pasiphae's sins, all will suffer. In the eyes of Crete, she will find only scorn.
From desire's need, the beast is born.
Let's leave these women, these worshippers of the goddess Mother Gaia, and make our way into the palace interior. Over here. That's Potnia, in the queen's chambers. She hovers over Pasiphae as the queen struggles in her sleep. Potnia's face is solemn. She watches her young love twist this way and that under sweat-soaked sheets. Quiet now. With no one but the surrounding palace air to listen, Potnia speaks.
Sleep, Pasiphae, sleep. Dream your dreams of a pleasant life when the white bull stood beautiful in the field, in the soft spread of first light, his muscled neck and limbs, proud, enticing. Before the sun's first rays crossed sea and field to find you in Daedalus's robe in the white bull's sight. What was it you were thinking then, Pasiphae? That the bull might be tamed? It was his untamed might that tempted you. Tell Minos what you may. Yourself believe what you may. The sight of the white bull touched you deep, under words and the packs of women and men where the first stream whispers day and night, song we hear in the mountains, the sea, in the wind. What crime is there in that? We are women. We thirst and are drawn to water. You stood before the white bull in the red sun's light, and did you dream then, as you are dreaming now, that the bull would be gentle? And did you dream then, as you are dreaming now, that his issue would be sweet? Sleep. Pasiphae, sleep. Dream the dreams you may no longer dream awake.
Look, Pasiphae's eyes open and she awakes. A slim arm reaches out from under sheets to grasp Potnia by the knee. The queen looks about the room as if something has been lost. Shh. Queen Pasiphae speaks.
There's the child Potnia. Was it a boy I seem to remember?
Are you thirsty, Pasiphae? You have only just awakened. Let me bring you something to drink.
Something to drink? I asked for my child. I seem to remember Patnia.
Rest now, Pasiphae. Why strain to grasp a waking life that soon enough will hold you in its fist, while yet you may sleep and dream easy as a child?
I am not a child, Patnia. A child does not awake with blood-stained thighs, weak from a night of pain. It is morning, and I am Pasiphae again. I dreamed myself Minos' faithful wife. I bore a yawning child, its limbs feathery and frail. I held it to my breast, a satiny doll.
Sleep grants a merciful escape.
If only one need not awake. Where is it, Patnia? Where is the creature I bore feet first? Breach, a curse to any other woman, a blessing to me. Those ordinary human feet emerged into the world accompanied by joy. Their sight brought such relief the night's pain disappeared. I thought the gods took pity. I thought my sin remained concealed.
Why speak of sin, Pasiphae?
Before the joyful tears had fallen from my cheeks came forth the lovely tale. Black, sinewy, thick, capped with a tuft of bristly hair.
This is Poseidon's work.
It had its father's eyes, Patnia. That creature you held in your arms with the body of a human child. At the neck the skin turned to hide. Am I remembering this right? Those were your arms turning hurriedly away as if I should not see the snout and teeth and nubbly horns.
Those were my arms. I held the creature to my breast, tied the cord, and turned away. I hoped to save you from the sight. I thought to take it from the palace before King Minos. Pasiphae, I love you as my own. Daughter of Helios, child of a god, whose light shines in your every move and gesture. If there were some way I could claim the creature as my own, I would. Willingly, I would bear disgrace, take upon myself dishonor for Pasiphae's sake.
And truly I love you, my dear Patnia, but what was it you hesitated to say? Before King Minos might see what his wife birthed? Are those the words stopped in your throat?
I thought to spirit it away.
And did you?
I found Minos waiting at the door.
And so the king saw.
He named the creature Minotaur.
Minos and Taurus. The bull. No Pasiphae! How like the king to leave me out, to join the creature to his name. Was he proud? Amazed? Did he see a god's gift in the features of a beast?
He was enraged.
What did he think? What could he have? The facts are unthinkable. Pasiphae, his queen, in union with the beast. He must have thought himself asleep, caught in a distorting dream. Did he struggle to awake, stamp his feet, or slap his face?
At first, he seemed about to faint. I tried to make my way past his hulking shape crouched in shadow. He rose at my approach and blocked the way. He would not let me pass, though I protested urgently. I begged him for a moment that I might clean the child before he looked upon its face. He would not be stayed. He held me by the shoulder and pulled the swaddling clothes aside. Early on the way to rage, he laughed as if it were a joke, the calf at my breast instead of his child. Then he saw the chest and legs. His lips gave up the smile. Did she think, he whispered, it was a god? Though he said no more, I knew his meaning. He thought of his own mother, Europa, abducted by Zeus in the shape of a bull. Zeus carried Europa here and fathered Minos and his brothers.
Zeus fathered, not a bull. Europa had to be seduced. You know my story, Patnia. I can't claim such innocence.
But Minos knew nothing.
Knew nothing then. Does he know more now?
In a rage, he took the Minotaur away. He swore by morning he'd know all.
And now it's morning, and soon he'll come. I'm yet too young to meet my death willingly. Still, even if I asked to judge, my crime would decree death.
For what crime, my queen? What crime was yours?
You know full well. Tell me what you mean.
Only what I said. Name the crime.
I went out into the field, wrapped in Daedalus's magic robe. The white bull, entranced, did what I willed.
Did your will, Pasiphae? You came back from the field, bloodied and beaten. I had to hide you for a week. Even then it took some skill to cover all the marks and bruises. What woman would will such a thing, Pasiphae? Think!
It does seem madness to me now, but then the white bull's beauty... No, not beauty, something more.
You can't make sense of it, Pasiphae. Why try?
So that I might understand?
You'll understand your way to death. For now, madness is a useful cause. And isn't it the truth, Pasiphae? What but madness would have led you to that field? And trickery. The trickery of blasphemous Daedalus and his cursed robe.
Blasphemous?
What is it but blasphemy to fool a god?
He was not fooled, he was entranced.
Small difference. Daedalus used his craft to deceive a god, or at least the instrument of a god. I call that blasphemy. He takes upon himself, a mortal man, godlike powers. There's nothing that sorcerer won't try.
He did his work at my command.
You can't command what can't be done. He did it. That he had such power. That's his crime. Without Daedalus in the court, the sin is still contained in thought.
There are gods too in your line, Potnia. Zeus by Europa fathered Rhadamanthus, Minos' quarrelsome brother. Rhadamanthus by a slave girl fathered you. You are yourself descended of a god, and thus fit tutor for a queen. I find your argument convincing. Without Daedalus' skill, it would have been a prince I bore, not the monstrous bull-horned Minotaur. Still, this alone does not absolve me of my guilt. I desired the beast in a fever, and with your help, I plotted to possess it.
In a fever, Pasiphae. Exactly. In a fever sent by Poseidon, meant to steal away your sense. A bull, Pasiphae. An animal. Think upon it only a moment. A creature of the field. A beast that sleeps in mud and filth. Only madness could have drawn you there.
You say Poseidon sent this madness. What had I done to earn such punishment?
Nothing. Pasiphae is innocent. You say I am fit teacher for a queen. If you believe this, I beg you listen. Pasiphae is innocent.
I will admit, it does seem as though I were possessed.
Yes, possessed.
I am innocent. If the fault does not at all lie in me, who then?
In men, in Daedalus, in Minos.
In Minos?
In Minos, most of all. Before you took your marriage vows, when you were yet a girl, from his brother, Minos stole the Cretan throne.
This is all commonly known. Upon the death of gentle King Asterius, who raised Zeus' children as his own, Minos claimed the crown. To prove he had the favor of the gods, he implored Poseidon for a gift. The next morning at first light from the sea, the white bull emerged, shaking brine from its holy mane.
There is more, Pasiphae, that is not so widely known. In secrecy from others, before he asked the gods to show their favor, Minos built a temple to Poseidon. He said the prayers of dedication. With no one there to see his work, He readied the altar for sacrifice. Only then, after all his preparation, did he brag to his contentious brothers the gods would show their favor with a gift.
How can you know this for the truth?
The slave who was my mother witnessed it. Believe me, Queen, the white bull was meant for sacrifice. Minos, in his greed, kept it for his own. Pasiphae, you are the sacrificial means by which Poseidon punishes the king.
You know this to be true. Before Minos made his prayer, he built an altar to Poseidon meant for the white bull's sacrifice.
I am not alone. The altar still exists. It can be shown.
Take me there, I want to see.
If that's your wish.
Potnia, I feel as if I've awakened from a dream. The world around me charged with change. This room, the air I breathe, nothing seems the same. Oh, the endless deceitfulness of men. They must master the art of lying while yet within the womb. Has there ever been a single one deserved a woman's trust? Great Mother Gaia, why have you bequeathed them to us? Those ruddy, rude, poor imitations of women? If it is only the need to populate the earth, why can't we buy our young from your temples, or find them in the field sprouting from the ground? Why must we bear the sweaty weight, the violent thrust of men? That was things are, look what happens. Women give men their gold and are repaid with ashes. We give them trust, they give us lies. We pour out our hearts only to find they have no heart. Their lives are all about the gross and common. Money, labor, how to fix a thing that's broken. The witless ones can at least be put to use. From the clever ones, God save us. Minos, my murderous king, to cheat your brothers from their share of Crete, you made your secret promise to Poseidon, then out of pettiness, out of greed, reneged. You failed to keep your end of the bargain. For your sin, I paid with the loss of shame. Because you were greedy, I was driven from my mind. It seems so simple to me now. My God, I lay down with an animal, and I believed it was my own desire, this foul madness Poseidon sent. To punish Minos, he made me wallow with a beast. What kind of justice is there in that, Potnia? Don't answer. I already know. The kind of justice gods deal to women. Take me to this temple I want to see.